was in the darkest hole in Soledad, getting ready to go to the gas chamber, going to court for 3 gas chamber offenses. And by the grace of God, and only by the grace of God, yeah, saved me.
Danny Trejo. You know the face. It's the face that reveals the pain endured in some of America's darkest hellholes. Well, the cameras are rolling and he's playing a part. That face generally hides the other side of Trejo, the joyful side, fueled by family, friends, and freedom. Most of us do just the opposite. We try to show joy while hiding pain. But that's not all that makes Danny unique. That began in his childhood through a father that tried and succeeded in making his kid tough. His dad would throw rocks at the boy's head as a way of teaching him to duck punches. Apparently, that tactic worked, since Danny would one day become a boxing champion in the welterweight division at San Quentin State Prison. Boxing was good to him, and it was boxing that eventually led to a highly successful acting career. Before all that, the map to prison was handed to Danny by his uncle. According to Trejo, my father and mother were working all the time, so I was mentored by my father's youngest brother, my Uncle Gilbert. I smoked weed with him at 8, and he helped me shoot up heroin at 12. In his defense, I had caught him shooting heroin, and I said, "If you don't give me some, I'll tell." I thought he was cool because our grandfather, who was the scariest guy you ever saw, would rage at us all the time. I would be terrified, but Gilbert would just be nodding on heroin, and he never felt the punches like I did. I thank God it's not easy for a little kid to get heroin all the time, so I didn't do it often. But one thing leads to another, and by the age of 15, I was learning the game of armed robbery. That life never leads to anything but death or prison. After being convicted on several charges, I was sent to Soledad State Prison. It was May 5th, 1968, Cinco de Mayo, and we were playing a softball game on the prison yard when a fight broke out. It was alleged that I hit Lieutenant Gibbons in the head with a rock. I was being accused of 3 gas chamber offenses for drawing blood. I was sent into the hole, and there someone had written in feces, "God sucks," on the wall. I thought, what has my life come to? I knew in my heart that I wasn't really a bad person, but something was wrong here. My hand was really becoming infected, but it hardly mattered since I was about to be executed anyway. Still, I remember saying, "God, if you're there, everything is going to be okay. If you're not, I'm screwed." That was my prayer. The next day, a guard came in and looked at my hand, and I was given medicine to heal it up. Not long afterward, all my charges were dropped, and I was paroled. When I was released, everything seemed amazing. You don't realize what you have until it's taken away. I'd see a dog and stop to pet it thinking, wow, a dog. From the day that guard came to see me, alcohol and drugs have been out of my life. I think that's one of the biggest things for our youth. It's hard to do right when you're drinking and using. If you get up in the morning and are planning on going to a friend's house to get high, you're already wrong. There are very few bad kids. If you look at gang activity, burglary, and most juvenile offenses, they are drug and alcohol related, and yet most of our commercials for alcohol are related to fun and being cool, straight to everything a young person wants. Hollywood glamorizes it too. Hollywood is kind of a Babylon. We don't give anything back, and I don't mean writing checks, I mean giving time. My friends and I still go to juvenile halls, high schools, and churches. We go anywhere where there are kids and tell them if they don't take alcohol and drugs out of their lives, bad things will happen. The following is from a short clip I directed on Danny. It was shot under the infamous 6th Street Bridge by famed LA photographer Esteban Paroled.
My name's Danny Trejo, Some of you know me as an actor. Some of you just know me as a good friend. We all know the story of the prodigal son. That kid who got all his money and his inheritance, took it, left his family, his home, went out in the world and blew it all. You know, he spent it all on wine, on women, lost everything. Ended up flat broke in the streets, homeless, eating out of garbage cans, scared to death to go home because didn't want to face his father. When he finally couldn't stand it anymore and pain was too great, he showed up on his dad's doorstep. His father welcomed him with open arms. They had a celebration. It's amazing, but that story's a lot like mine. You know, I forsake my father and left, went crazy, ended up in the penitentiary, ended up with 2 friends on the way to death row, in the hole from Cinco de Mayo to August 23rd. I was in the darkest hole in Soledad, getting ready to go to the gas chamber, going to court for 3 gas chamber offenses. And by the grace of God, and only by the grace of God, yeah, saved me. And when I turned up at my father's doorstep, welcomed me with open arms. No matter how far away you think you are, all you gotta do is just turn to God. That's it.
Years ago, Danny was driving home in a car he bought from famed tattoo artist Mr. Cartoon when suddenly he was rear-ended. Jumping from his smashed-up vehicle, Danny walked back to confront the perpetrator of the crash. When he got to the car window, he saw the driver slumped over the wheel with an empty bottle on the passenger seat. He shook the guy awake, and once the man realized he had not died and gone to, well, not heaven, Danny said, "It looks like I'm going to have to sponsor you." He met Alcoholics Anonymous, an organization he credits with helping him remain sober. Danny will travel hours to help someone from using. He's always up for that and almost any other good cause these days. I once encountered him leading a large group of motorcycle riders up to the Mount Soledad Cross in San Diego. They were there in protest of the plans to remove that cross. The cross ended up staying in place, much as the cross Danny often wears around his neck does. This is an important symbol to him, a reminder of someone else's pain, sacrifice, and redemption.
Who is Jesus to you?
Jesus is everything. That's all. It's everything. And I'm always asked, you know, how I accomplished what I've accomplished, you know, where I came from. And, you know, only an idiot would deny it, you know, because only an act of God would have brought me out of the hole and off of, on my way to the gas chamber and to where I'm at now, you know, so I experience miracle after miracle. Every morning I wake up,